Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth and welcome back to our little paradise here in Northeast Arkansas. We're in Zone 7 and today I'm going to bring you the weekly garden tour. And I will find Frito wherever he is to show you guys him, because I mentioned in the last video, one of my last videos, that he was lost for a few days. He was found and injured, but definitely on the mend, and he's totally back to normal now. The first few days he was very whiny, very needy, very attached, and I figured he was kind of traumatized from his experience. And now he's totally normal. So, I want to say proudly and thankfully, I did do a lot of weeding in the last week, cleanup, so many things I'm proud of. However, I am out here to film this video in the literal middle of the day. So we've got bright sunlight. So everything but the cottage garden might be a little hard to see. But I wanted to show you, y'all, I pulled out the morning glory vines. Thank the Lord. So I'll show you first over here. I actually did not weed this flower bed yet. This is doing lovely. I cut some of the sweet potato vine because she was really long. So I kind of cut it off at ground level. And I'll just keep doing that, kind of pruning her as the season goes by. There's one cat. That's Cheeto following Opie. And there is Frito. We'll get him in a minute. Anyway, so I came through here. I didn't get every weed because like it was so hot and it was a lot of work, but there's a few things left in here, but I still need to weed some. Boxwoods are huge. This lemon balm I trimmed back way back. It was grown over this way, out this way. Really brought it in. This is, why do I always want to forget that? Yarrow. And I think that's another lemon balm that put itself there because I didn't do both of these. I only did one. But anyway, so just kind of prune them all back so there's space between every plant. Looks like I got a broken branch there on the rose I need to clean up. Here is another lemon balm. I trimmed some, pulled most of the weeds. I left some of this, but I probably should take it back more because the butterfly bush is finally growing nicely this year. And then pulled weeds in here. This is where the morning glory infestation was. This is the little sunflower guy I left. These are all volunteer zinnias because I had zinnias here and here last year. So anyways, went ahead and left those. Weeded around them. And then this one is just still blooming and holding on to its blooms, which is so nice. Oh my gosh, the zebra grass, you guys, look at that. It's as tall as I am. This bed is still crazy looking, but look how much this evergreen is filling in the center here. That is so lovely. Love it. Anyways, through here we just weeded. Wow, look at all the blooms on that hibiscus over there. Oh my gosh, and this tree, oh my god, I think it's trying to die. I watered it really good a few days ago. Yesterday, actually. Here's how the cactus is doing. This evergreen thankfully is okay, putting on new growth. And these blooms, that's Opie crying. Look at this. Beautiful. But this right here, I don't know what he's going through. What is this? Is this like where it's put on like, it looks like it's put on something. Huh. Wow, it's getting really tall. It's just really kind of thinned out. It was very floofy before. I don't see any dropped petals on the ground. So, yeah, I just don't know what it's doing here. Do you know? I think this is the first time I've grown one of these. And then right over there on the other side of that rose is another one. Which look how tall that rose is. She's probably 7 feet tall. Let's go over here. Check this out. I don't think I've shown you things over here in the last couple of videos. Wow, they look dry and thirsty again already. The red and yellow petunias went in this year. Everything else came back from last year. So we've got a mix of colors. But I love this dark. Look at this. This dark with the red. It almost looks black, but it's like a really dark purple. And then this dark over here with the yellow. So lovely. I don't know why he's crying so much. He's just constantly annoyed at the other cats. Okay, so here is how the fig tree is doing. Soon I'm going to get these bricks and I'm going to move them out to give this kind of more room to expand. So my husband doesn't get as close to it. And I'll do the same with this one. This is pomegranate. And the bricks don't need to be moved out much here, but I am going to move them out some. It is so bright out here. In fact, while I'm out here, I need to turn the pool pump on because I'm going to vacuum it after this video. Last week, I was not as strict with my pool. I think that's on closed. Hold on. Yep. Awesome. Last week I was not as strict with myself with the vacuuming. I was just really busy with work. And by Friday, y'all, the pool was such a mess. It took me like 2 days to get it all cleaned up. And I was like, I refuse. Not doing that again. I make it so hard on myself. It's really not bad right now, which I'll mention to you guys. We're doing the experiment of putting copper fittings in our filter. And people say, if you do that, you don't need to add any chlorine ever. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna let y'all know for reals. Because they've been in there now. Because the pool was she was a mess. We put 4 gallons of liquid chlorine in it over the course of 2 days with vacuuming and scrubbing, and she's back to beautiful. And then after we did that, we put the copper fittings in. So we're just waiting to see if that works. Today is Wednesday. She's had no chlorine in her in 4 or 5 days. So being optimistic. But let's look at this hibiscus because she just bloomed for the first time. I mentioned this in my last video that I could not remember what color she was. Last time I opened one of these, there was a bee in there. Look, and there is one again. Hope he didn't fly out. I'm not trying to bother you, dude. There's 2 in there. Look at that. There comes Cheetah, or Frito. Look, not scared of the puppy at all. They're friends. Come here, buddy. Our YouTube family wants to see you. Let's go in the shade. It's so hot. Let's see if there's anything over here I wanted to show you. This white rose is finally flowering after I had pruned her. And this is growing well. That smells so good. I just got a whiff of that white rose. And then this is so lovely. Love this. This is a perennial, like 2nd year she's been in here. This is the happiest she's ever been. Look how divine. And this is Azalea. Which I think I showed that in the last video, that I have wormwood that grows, not wormwood, lemon balm here in this bed that gets wild. I went back recently and pruned it all around the plants. And look, she's got one singular bud down there. She's going to try and flower, which will be so great. Okay. Where can we get shade? We have the umbrellas up because we've had some storms this week. I guess when I come out here, I need to water this guy. So wilty, but I was going to show you. This hibiscus is open. Yay! Multiple colors. We got red there, pink there. Oh, she's so beautiful. Love it. Oh, and here's the banana trees. They're doing really good. I fertilized everything a few days ago. I had been kind of behind on my fertilizing schedule just because I just kept forgetting to run out and do it. And so finally got that done and watered everything in, and then we got a nice good soaking rain, so that was great. So we're going to come over here to talk about Frito. Oh, the shade. Good. Okay. Here's Frito. See his he had a little injury on his nose. It's really starting to heal up. You see how calm he is again. He's just happy. Just happy cat. Thanks to this little tag right here off of Amazon, we were able to find him. So thankful. So hot out here right now. Oh my goodness, but he's a precious kitty. Precious kitty. He still has a little sore where you see where it looks like his mouth is open right there, but it's not. His mouth is closed. It's almost like if you had like scraped your bottom lip like down and like peeled the skin down. What it looks like, it's not red, but we could never see that before. It's almost like gums. It's like you can see his gums. It's kind of weird, but he eats just fine. I mean, he's always been an eater. So he's not letting that hold him back. So we've got lovely wildflowers over there growing and swaying in the wind. I can't believe so much needs watered in here again. I watered 2 days ago, and then that evening and yesterday we got rain. But some stuff just looks, I guess it's because it's the middle of the day. It's just because it's the middle of the day. Here are the hibiscus. This is like looking great. A lot of their blooms probably would have been more open like first thing this morning. This is Boom Chocolata, and I can't wait for her to come into her own. She's going to get more shrubby like, be a perennial, but she's putting on tons of flowers there, you can see. Very lovely. Red rose is blooming after some pruning. Oh wow, that's happening over here. So this, in that last video, there was like a tree piece that fell in there. She's just holding her own and doing good. These two plants I really love. They have just constantly had some sort of blooms on them. A lot of greenness. Just love them. This over here is my regular canna. That's not a dwarf like the one on the deck. And she's flowering. But we've got a clematis back there, which looks like it's trying to vine, but it's not climbing. So we may have to help that. I'll do that next time I'm out here doing garden chores. This is dianthus now in like full shade from the canna. Should probably relocate that. Look, he's just chilling there. It's just so hot they just want to lay around. And I get it. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them, because like in the morning time they run through the yard like happy little kittens. Alright, so I've got some weeds to pull over here. I knew I missed those when I was doing others. It's basically like right here in the front and right here in the front. They always get bad. So in here, we've got basically all the plants that were in here are doing okay, or doing well. My toothache plant's finally rebounding. That's nice, because this is just stuff out of the tree. It was getting eaten up by insects. Over here, these are those newest tomatoes. Look at this. You guys, these grew. Let me tuck you under so you can be in the middle. These grew. Oh, I just love it when you touch tomatoes and they smell so good. Look, here's this grapevine reaching over here. Anyways, I love the way tomato plants smell. Look, buddy, you can't grow there. Need to come back over here. You can go over there. Thank you very much. So that one's going to try and do the same. I'll have to fix it on the other side. And here we've got arms here. Again, this is a wild volunteer grape. We're not expecting fruit this year. We're just taking care of her. Looks, this one's climbing up my wind chime. We're just taking care of her, hoping for stuff next year. Like, that would be amazing. We'll see what happens. Just keep tucking her in here when we can. She's growing really good. More so these last few weeks, so grapes must really like the heat. I don't know, I've never grown them before. I planted some in the cottage garden, other cottage garden, a couple of years back, but they weren't really in long enough to do anything. Anyway, so I was going to show you these. Tomatoes are doing great. They're growing at a really great speed. Oh, I missed some flowers over there. This one is two main trunks. I've not done many like fun things in the garden lately, like little chores like pruning or staking things or whatever. I've just literally come out and like watered and fertilized and just trying to keep things alive. This is what caught my attention from over there. Flowers. Flowers. Getting ready to fruit. So speaking of fruit, we'll go check out the other bed. Look at this, cucumbers. All these brown leaves. I don't know why cucumbers do that. They always look so ugly, but they just keep producing. So it's like, well, okay, you look sickly, buddy. But look, cucumbers, cucumbers, cucumbers. It's just like, even on these parts that look so bad. Maybe it's just because we get so much rain. But yeah, there's even like babies up here. This is lovely. So if we go over here, this is one of our oldest tomatoes. Look at this, my cage is crooked. See, I hadn't even noticed this from the office. See this cage? She's supposed to be like that. So I'm gonna have to get some string and come in here on this edge here, pull her where she's supposed to be, and tie her off to the cattle panel. Because, see, this is why these trellises I mentioned in other videos, like, they're useful for trellising things, but they're not a season-long solution. They're just not going to work the whole time. Because, see, now we've got a main arm here growing out it, and it's going to weigh it down. It's got another arm over here. Must be this one. Yeah, see, these are coming from that plant. Tomatoes are just crazy. They're gangster. Look, they're like leaning on my cute little adorable snapdragons. Look how cute those are. What a unique bloom. But she's loving her life in the full shade of tomatoes, man. So over here on the second oldest one we put in, you can see there's white substance on here. I did spray this with a bug killer, but look, here's our two oldest tomatoes. We've got another little one coming on. We've got this new grouping coming on, and we've got two here. But this is one I mentioned in last week's video that I need a new post here, and I never have gotten it. I've got to support this arm here, get it up off the ground. It's fallen on my asparagus, and I need to support this. So I did put it on my shopping list for this week because I just completely forgot last week. So I will get her supported this week. I did finally go through and pull a lot of the weeds around these two bird feeders. But you can see there's still some. But you can actually see my hosta now. The Jacob's ladder. That's part of the holly. This is my little peach drift. That's my yellow drift rose. And so now we've just got some grass in the walkway here. This we usually just spray, and I think my husband sprayed it a few days ago, but it's just still persistent. But that's the method we do for this to keep the walkway down, is we have to spray. And it's really just this walkway. Like, that doesn't get very bad. Between the beds don't get bad. That side doesn't. It's just right here, and I'm not sure why. But we do spray that. And it's time to do it again. Now here's how the watermelon and pumpkin are doing. They're growing. Getting big. Oh my God. This is why I love filming this with you guys. I see things for the first time with you. And look at this pumpkin. Oh my God. She's so cute. I'm going to set her on the edge here so she's got some support, and we'll let the arm just hang out outside the bed. Love this. It's so fun. It makes me wonder, do you have any pumpkins in there? Because those are older vines. I don't see any bugs in there, which is great. I've been really trying to stay on top of that with these two vines because they're like the worst. But she's flowering there, so that's good. She's working on it. Look at these vines right here. They're all the way over here now. Remember last week? They were up at the center and they had grown down to the ground. And I put them up over it, and now here they are. So these are going to town. I mean, when they're like down here, I don't know where else they could go. I guess I need to like zigzag them maybe. Left to right. Just hoping they'll start flowering soon. But they might not until next year. Not really sure because I've never grown this vine before. But see, I'm just coming in, pulling them in and going across, which hopefully that won't make it like suffocate itself. I don't think it will. Pull this one in here. These stems aren't super bendy, so it kind of feels like you're going to break it when you do pull it out, but that's okay. I figure if I break one, there's many others to take its place. There's just so much happening here. We're just trying to keep them from coming in here and suffocating our pumpkin and watermelon vines that already don't have a whole lot of room because I'm growing them in a really confined space. So this is what we're doing. Nice. All right, I think I got them all. Yeah, I got them all up, and we've still got a few feet at the bottom we can trellis with. Got ants on me. Here is other parts of the watermelon vine. Look at this. Oh, look how small this is. See how small? Not for you, Maple. I've got my lilies coming up too right here. Here's another one. Maple, leave it. I'm just going to put it on the edge here so as the fruit grows, they've got some support. Because that really helps them. If you're growing them in the field, they say to put like cardboard or something under the plant. Under the fruit, I'm sorry. To keep the fruit off of the ground. Wow, look at this. Do you see this? That is something coming up and it's like polka dotted. What is right there? There's a black iris down there. This is pineapple lily. Maybe that's the black iris. That's my next tag. This is the Mildred daylily. So that is really cool looking. All right, so over here it kind of glossed over the asparagus, but look how beautiful and big she is. First time I've really grown that, so that's been fun. Everything I had in this container was like, got bug infested and crapped out, but this had been holding on to a bloom for a while. It's a sunflower, but it's just a small variety, and see how much it's leaning. So, but she was just getting ready to bloom, so I left her. So once she's done blooming, I'm just going to pull out this pot. I think I showed you almost everything. Let's see about what's going on in the front. So these are just some weeds here. But these are gourds or pumpkins volunteered. I've been leaving them to see what they were. Still gonna do that. Need to refill my hummingbird feeder. This container flower, once I left it off the hook, it kept falling in storms. Once we just left it down here, it started like coming back to life, re-blooming. And I've literally just left her here because she's finally happy. So I'm like, all right, fine, stay there. Eucalyptus, doing good. And then this rose started blooming. Oh yeah, she's a good one. She's lovely. Here's your Frito, just following me around. Here's another sunflower. I did plant it here. Look at how weird that looks. Like birds have just been eating the seeds off of it even though it wasn't done flowering. But anyways, she's looking like a hot mess. And this is a weed, I believe. I need to do a plant ID before I pull it, but I think it's a weed. But anyways, so we're making it through the heat, y'all. I mean, the best thing is the vegetables in here, they're doing great. That reminds me, let me show you this way really quick. So this lantana is yellow and was blooming just yesterday, so she's probably just on like a little rebound. These are my wildflowers I planted in here that I am really happy with. Just random things. I weeded in here too, and I'm loving these two plants, the combination of them, doing great. I still got to get back in there and weed, but a lot of the front I took care of, so that makes me feel better. Oh, give you whiplash real quick. I did in this front part, I fertilized all of this, of course, and pulled weeds. But I planted these two new things here. I showed them to you over when they were in a container in the cottage garden. I don't remember what they are. I think that's a foxglove. Don't remember for sure. I don't remember what that is. We'll just have to wait and see when it blooms. But I cut them back, planted them, fertilized them. They're both perennials. So optimistic, hoping they'll do well, because like this little section of this front bed has just been kind of mishmashed for a year or two. And I had a really great perennial bush here and it just totally died. I think it was the smoke bush. Don't even know what happened to it. Just like this rose right here. I don't know what's happening to this rose. She was so great. Look at this. Dropping leaves. This is, I need to spray her. This black is something wrong. And it's starting to affect that one. So I'm going to try to remember to do that right after this video, because that's awful. Anyway, at closing, I wanted to show you our in-ground garden, because we finally got stuff happening. And I did tell you before, we planted 17 tomatoes and 5 or 6 peppers of actual plants. And we lost 8 tomatoes. Like the little seedlings just died after a week or two. They didn't make it. So a few days ago, we did finally replant. We replaced all the tomatoes, so we still have 17. We added 3 more peppers. And my husband was able to get in and till, because the weather was finally good enough. It wasn't too wet. And so this is how the garden looks throughout the growing season. This is the preferred, what it looks like. He uses a hand tiller, a walk behind, and tills around all the plants so that it just tills the weeds under, which is a good source of nitrogen for the soil. So most of these here are tomatoes. These are some squash, zucchini, and yellow crookneck. And then I guess these last few on the end here are peppers. So we did 17 tomatoes because that's how many tomato cages we've got. This all is empty, was waiting for me to sow seeds for sunflowers and zinnias. And then these are our cucumbers. And the whole the rest is empty. So we do plan on, we had done a row of something here. I can't remember what it was. But what we're going to do now is on this side of the tomatoes, we're going to do a whole row of sunflowers and zinnias. And we're going to come forward and we're going to do a half row of okra here. And then that still leaves this part up here empty. So we got to figure out what to do with it. But when it was time to plant, I didn't have the sunflower and zinnia seeds. I got them like a week later, and I got all red and orange varieties. So it's going to be so beautiful. Red and orange sunflowers and zinnias. But then the garden has been too wet pretty much ever since. And then I really just kind of forgot about it. So just like looking at it now reminded me like I need to get those seeds in. Now the okra we haven't done because we don't have the seed. Because the seeds we have are old. We did plant them this year, but they didn't come up. And then that reminded us that they didn't come up last year either. So I looked for okra seeds in person somewhere. Walmart, I think. They had none. 0. So I finally ordered them online. And also some new carrot seeds. Because a lot of the ones I put in the cottage garden didn't germinate. So, and that's a really good filler crop between stuff when you're doing square foot gardening. So those... So those are, he's not going to cry when he's on camera. Those are both coming in the mail. They'll be here really soon. So we got to get the flowers and the okra back in the in-ground garden over there. But look how lovely it is. It's so beautiful. Maple, leave it. She is literally trying to eat cucumbers off of the vine in my cottage garden right now. Better not, girl. My husband made her a vegetable lover. She loves vegetables. Anyway, my husband and I really love it when the garden is cleaned up and tilled and you can actually see plants and stuff. It's so beautiful. Just reminds us of summer. It's lovely. I think I'll make a note next week to remember to take you over and show you the orchard, as well as the berry plants. Maybe we'll try to just see everything next week. And I also need to try to what was it? Film in the morning. I need to film in the morning. It's too hot out here. The plants are like, you know, I know they are. That's how I feel too. And we're all basically plants. I wanted to see. My greenhouse thermometer says it's 105 in here. The door is open. I was looking at all my different stuff. This is an organic insecticide. But I'm pretty sure what is causing fungicide, that's what I named. It's a fungus that's causing the spots on my roses. So I had ordered this Arbor. That is who makes these. They also do houseplant food. And then this is a tomato fruit and like a fertilizer, but it's one you put on your water hose. So that's cool. But I had ordered them in my Grove subscription. And this fungicide works on black spot, downy mildew, rust, anthracnose for control or suppression of multiple labeled diseases including. So I am going to put this on my water hose when I finish this video, and so glad I had this. I remember when I bought this, I was like, I'm totally gonna need this year, and then it'd been over a month and I hadn't used it, and I was like, did I waste money? No, I did not waste money. Can you ever waste money in the garden? I mean, come on, really? No. Also, my husband did trim the other hollies. Yay! So that's nice. And we've still got our gardenia. Is that what that is? I think so. Gardenia. Jasmine. She's a wilter every day. Must be dramatic. Anyway. But I love this. I love it opens up all this visualness. But then it makes me realize I need to paint. I need to scrape and paint all of our windowsills, which I'm totally capable of doing. This also, once he came and trimmed these, this drift rose, the peach one, she got happy and started flowering. Everything is growing up so much here. This is my corkscrew willow. I need to move these two somewhere else. Like, it just feels really congested over here. And this is the last time I was cleaning stuff. All the grass and stuff I pulled. Those are goners. I'm not going to order dwarf glads from Brex again, because none of them have bloomed. Anyways, so yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to go spray this mildew stuff. Hopefully, I'm going to spray these cucumbers too, because look, it's not like, I don't know how to describe it. I don't think it's not powdery mildew, because I see that on so many plants. I think what I'll go ahead and do, these plants, what time is it? Yeah, they'll be in shade now until the evening. They'll get a peekaboo. But look, this is powdery mildew. See how green this leaf is? You see these white spots? That's powdery mildew. I saw, there's one over there that has it too. I saw this in a Facebook group. Someone was like, what's on my plant? And there was literally people telling someone, oh, it looks like it's just variegated. It's not variegated. That's powdery mildew. So I try to bring good information, but there's too many people online with opinions and not everybody listens. But anyway, so I'm going to spray those roses as well as my roses here in the front that might not be affected yet. These guys and cucumbers. And I guess I'll just do it as like a spot treatment. I don't think they need it all the time. My hostas used to get the black spots really bad in the summertime, the ones I had in front of the house. But since I've moved them over here, they don't really get that. So I wonder if it's something with that spot. Anyways, I hope you guys had an awesome day today. I hope you enjoyed this video tour. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. If you haven't yet, you might want to consider subscribing. We just love plants around here and love to share any information that I know to help other people learn and grow, in case I can be helpful in that way. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day.